Hello and welcome to another ramble. Today's ramble is going to touch on people who are tired. And what do I mean by people who are tired? I mean people who feel world weary and depressed and just all around tired. I will honestly admit that I was one of those people. And I can honestly admit that I may still be tired and world weary, but I've changed my attitude on it. And I think that is the key to living a satisfying life. Let's explore it. Let's talk about it. So, why are we tired? Well, if you have a inclination to have characteristics as an introvert or a highly sensitive person or an empathic person, or however you want to label it, we are generators of energy, and we're also finely tuned data processors. And when you have an operating system like that, you have a tendency to take in a large amount of information all the time. And not only are you taking it in like on a cerebral level, you're taking it in on an emotional level, and you're trying to process all that energy all the time, and it becomes overwhelming. That's why you're tired. That's why I became tired. And I used to be stuck in the attitude where I entertained misery, and I entertained like victim mentality, and I entertained, the woe is me type of mental attitude. It's almost like, for one, there's a lot of things involved, okay? So, a lot of the times we grow up, and people pleaser is a term that gets thrown around a lot to describe like somebody who is highly sensitive or empathic or introverted or whatever you want to call it. We take on too much because we have no boundaries, and we don't know how to discern what is worth our time and attention and what is not worth our time and attention. And once you start realizing that that is a minor malfunction that can be fixed, and you resolve that within yourself, then life becomes a little less tense. Like, you just stop giving away your time, energy, and attention to things that don't really matter. And what I mean by that is things that matter are things that will help you to grow and expand and to ascend. Denseness, or things that are just really, really not essential to your well-being. So yeah, you just need to, and that takes a lot of like self-introspection, so you can figure that out for yourself. What do I like, what don't I like, what will I accept, what will I not accept. And once you get clear on that, then you can like eliminate and stop overextending and stop over consuming and stop over processing a lot of non-essential data. When you free yourself up of a lot of mental weight, emotional weight that most times don't even belong to you. Because think about it, because we can feel everybody else's stuff. We're taking it on. It's not ours to take on. You just kind of like let people be. And then you just be, and it becomes slightly easier. When you get to that place, you're able to consciously transform your attitude to a more peaceful one. I want to say a more harmonious one. And for me personally, I went from like feeling world weary and tired to radically accepting that this is the way it is, and being okay with it. Not accepting a lot of stuff that isn't mine or my responsibility to carry or hold or transmute, and just transmuting the things within myself. And yeah, you can look at life like, oh, I'm tired, I don't want to be here. Yeah, I just want to leave. But the reality is you're here, so what are you going to do with the time that you are here? I told a good friend of mine who is also world weary that I decided to choose to acknowledge that I am here, and I may be tired, but that was probably self-imposed because I was taking on everyone else's stuff and not being firm with my boundaries and accepting things that was bringing me down, weighing me down. And I decided to relinquish all those things and just focus on things that are more harmonious. And I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna say, you know what? I guess like the world weariness comes with like a feeling of hopelessness. Like, it doesn't matter what I do or, what I have, it's all going to end one day. Yes, it is going to end one day. Let's realistically acknowledge that. But at the same time, you're here and you still have life in you and you can still move your body. And so instead of like adopting that mind state, shift your attitude. And for me personally, I told my friend that instead of feeling sorry for myself, which that's what it is, I decided to be like, you know what, I know this is all gonna end one day, but there's still beautiful things that I can focus on, and there's still experiences that I can appreciate. And there's so much things, like I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna look at that blue sky and I'm gonna look at that beautiful tree and look at those birds like living and breathing and singing and flying, and I'm gonna focus on like the miraculous side of life, knowing that it's gonna end, which will foster a greater appreciation to like I guess savor everything in the moment and to recognize the beauty in it. Yeah. So it's all about your attitude. I get it. It's tiring, especially when you're constantly holding on to things that you shouldn't be holding on to, when you're constantly battling things that you shouldn't have to battle with, and when you're constantly trying to be something that you're not. That's tiring. So just let it all go and then wake up and go, yeah, we are in a dimension of deterioration, but there's still a lot of beauty to be seen and a lot of things to appreciate, and I'm still alive and I'm still capable and I'm still moving, and so I'm just going to keep on keeping on. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all it is. Life is all about lessons and cycles, and things are going to fall apart and things are going to fall together, and they may not do it in a way that you can understand, or they may do it in a way that is not in correlation to your belief system or your expectation. But you know, there's still a lot of like miracles and beauty and and grace that is all around you. You just have to tune into it. It's all about tuning into that, you know, instead of tuning into like the hopelessness of the situation, because you can't control it. And that's the reality of it. You can't control anything. And you can't, and the constant is change, and so you have to change with the change and adapt and move. And yeah, I guess you just got to get to a point where you're just so tired of feeling a certain way that you consciously make changes, and you constantly make shifts, and you constantly move, you know what I mean, instead of staying in place and like feeling so weighted down by the weight of the world and people in your like, inner sphere or outer sphere. You know, you just kind of like let everything go, let everything be, let go of things that are no longer essential for you to hold on to, you know, because you're moving into a new you, and things that you used to hold on to in the past is no longer suitable. So just let it all go and let yourself grow and let yourself be. And that's it. All right. Thank you for watching. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and blessings to one all. Amen.